I'd first like to congrats Coach Farley and their awesome win and his accomplishment. We were very fortunate that we got done with the Kentucky match, and then we were able to watch the fourth quarter on phones. It was hilarious. We were in minivans driving to go eat, and everybody's trying to get a view of the football game. So it was a lot of fun. We felt like we were a little bit a part of it. So a great accomplishment for them. It was a big weekend for us, and I was really, really proud of our team and what we were able to accomplish. It's a little bit hard to say that when we're 1-2 on the weekend, but what we did and some of the barriers that we broke through, I'm really proud of this team. We put ourselves in a position that we had a shot at every single one of those matches. Unfortunately, we only won one of them, but being able to put ourselves in that position, I have to be proud of our kids for that. I think the Creighton match was probably the toughest one for us. We were up 19-17 in that first game and allowed Creighton to go on an 8-1 point run to finish out that set, and that was tough for us. And then we turn around and lose the next two sets in extra points. I think it was 32-30 and 27-25. So a very, very tough match for us emotionally, mentally, and physically. But when you're in tournaments on the weekend, you have to find a way to rebound and rebound very quickly. So our kids, we didn't allow them a lot of time to sulk. We're stand up, brush yourself off, put some dirt in your wounds, whatever it takes to be ready to go, because we had USC at 10 o'clock the next morning. A very big, physical, athletic team that runs the fastest offense I have ever seen in all the years of my coaching. It's a definitely high-risk, high-reward type offense, and I thought our kids did a really good job. We ran a backcourt defense that we had not practiced at all, not one point of any practice during the week, and our kids did a really good job of executing that. We were 10-10, I think, in both the first two sets and allowed a 4 or 5 point run, and then really couldn't catch up from that, so lost the first two sets. I believe it was 25-21, both of them. The interesting thing is we're down 10-19 in the third set, which is a pretty significant difference in points, especially against a team like USC that can side out very easily. And we found a way to just slowly start clawing our way back into that set, and then in a position that we felt we could really win that set. And we're able to hold on and win 26-24. And it was a huge breakthrough for our team, and not just because of the comeback. That was one thing, but being able to finally win a tight set against a very good team. We had tight sets against Michigan and Creighton, and weren't able to hold on and win, and we were able to do that against USC. Game 4 was just a battle back and forth. I can't be disappointed with how we played in Game 4. I thought our kids did a great job. It was just a really good set against a really good team, and unfortunately we came on the losing side of that. Again, bouncing back, 5 o'clock that same day, we play another tough top 25 Kentucky team. And that match, to me, I thought both teams played extremely well for the entire match. It was just a battle back and forth. Some of the rallies, people taking big swings, but all of a sudden that ball is off the floor. People getting roofed, but somebody keeps that ball alive. Just both teams were really playing some very high-level volleyball, and it was a lot of fun to be a part of. The cool thing is we finally were able to close out 3 sets in a row that were all tight. So we were able to get a win against a top 25 team and really close out the weekend on a positive note. I think when you look at the weekend and some of our improvements, definitely improved in getting quality swings out of transition, which is something I talk about a lot. Always an area we're going to continue to work on. I thought our serving was exactly where it needed to be. We had kids going back there and not only hitting the zones that they needed to hit, that we were calling for them, but they also were doing it in a way that we're putting teams out of system, and that's definitely going to be one of the things we have to be good at this year. So great serving execution by our team. I also thought blocking-wise, we did some great things. We played 3 very different teams, and the things that we asked our blockers to do were very different each match, and I thought their execution was really good, which allowed our backcourt to be able to set up and do some nice things back there. So those 3 things I thought were the biggest positives. I think when you look at areas of improvement, we had too many runs is, I guess, the best way to put it. That 8 to 1 point run, we had a couple 5 points, a couple 6 point runs, and you can't do that against anybody, in my opinion, but especially against some of the top teams in the country. And we're doing a lot of evaluation as coaches as to why those things are happening. Is it something that we can do different offensively? Is it just poor passing at that time? Is the other team just making great plays? So we're doing a lot of evaluation. Is it the same rotation every time? So there's some things that we're going to do this this week to evaluate and then hopefully make some changes on our end to not allow that. I always tell our team, if you can side out, you're going to play with anybody in the country, and obviously having those runs is something that we have to work hard at not having. As far as individual play, it is really hard to really pick people out of this weekend. I thought everyone played extremely well at times. I will, Bree Weber had 3 double-doubles, so each match had a double-double. She carries a lot of workload for our team. She not only gets a lot of attacks and swings for us, but she's one of our top defenders and top passers as well. Teams try to pick on her to wear her out, but she's been resilient. Just a great kid for us and a great competitor. So very proud of her performance. I think Heather, I praised her last week too. She continues to get better and better. Just a lot of confidence in running our offense, the decisions she's making. So very proud of her. I also thought our middles did a great job of pulling people offensively. So it's, like I said, really hard. And I also would like to say our bench was phenomenal. And I know that's weird to say, but the energy that they provided, they also provided information as far as strategy and different things that our kids could do to try to score points. But the energy, I swear, scored us some points. They were in it totally this weekend and definitely provided some of the enthusiasm that we needed during certain points of that match. So very proud of them as well. We head this week to UMKC. Like Colin said, it's an interesting weekend for us. We were originally in a different tournament. It got dropped late in the season, the spring season, so we were scrambling to try to find something for this weekend. So UMKC allowed us to play a couple matches in their tournament. So we'll play UMKC and UNO on Friday, which is a little bit different. So we have 2 matches on Friday instead of on Saturday, and then we will travel actually to Kansas to play a match at Kansas. And Kansas is playing a match at Creighton on Friday and then driving back home to play us. So it's a little bit crazy weekend, but a great opportunity. The 2 teams on Friday will be tough. And then obviously we have number 4, Kansas. We haven't seen any video on them yet, but number 4 in the country, you know they're doing some things right. So another great opportunity for us this weekend, and we're looking forward to it. Any questions?
Now, this rotating tournament goes to Creighton next year. Is there any talk about maybe the tournament continuing after that, and how much would you like to continue this kind of a quality tournament on your schedule moving forward?
We definitely have talked about continuing it. It's funny because when I go to shake Mick's hand right before the match, that's what he's talking about, and I'm like, yeah, that's not on my mind right now. I want to beat you. That's what's on my mind. But yeah, there's been a lot of talk about that. I don't know if all 4 teams will continue. I think 3 of the 4 are very interested, and obviously I think it would be really easy to pick up another team. Mick had talked about maybe another California team, so we'll see. But I definitely think that that's something that can continue in the future.